Hey darlings, today I'm going to talk about social anxiety and feeling lonely, especially in church. So, I have social anxiety, and it's way better than it used to be, but it is definitely, my hair is being weird. It's definitely better, but it's there. And so, like I said, I'm going to talk about this mainly in like a church setting. So, I've been going to the same church for like 20 years, and some of that wasn't consistent, but lately it's been like every single time I can go. And I don't have any close church friends. Like in the entire time that I've been going for that long, no close friends, no like really good like buddy, just all in there with anybody. And part of that is the social anxiety. I think part of it's just where I live because I live in the Midwest, and I feel like we're Minnesota nice, so we're we'll be nice on the surface, but it's hard to like crack in. It's hard to like make those friendships and get beyond anything super superficial. But I think a lot of it is just my own mindset and my own worries because I am a very progressive Christian. And so I feel like some of the people there, if they really knew me, they would just be like, yo, you're not Christian. And like, I know I am, but some people might not believe that. And so that, I feel like that makes it extra scary as well. And then there's something I learned from, I believe it was Vanessa Van Edwards, who I love. You should check her out. And she was talking about people with social anxiety tend to over how do I word this? They tend to put way more stock in reactions that they perceive as negative. So a person, they could be talking to someone, and a person could have like a sort of a face. And maybe that's their thinking face. Maybe that's just how their face is. I don't know. But the person with social anxiety might be like, oh my gosh, they hate me. Or like, I said something and offended them deeply. And I notice that's a thing I definitely have. Like I have this fear of making people uncomfortable, this fear of making people not like me. And so I'm just always on alert, always looking for those cues of like, oh no, like, am I bothering you? Are you annoyed? Oh, like, should I go away? And so that makes it trickier to begin with. So it's I don't know, it just makes it scary. Or like there's one person where I think it's his job just to be nice to people, to like go and say hi and chat. And I noticed that if I'm with my love, this person talks like way more with us, but if it's just me, he's like, "Hey, how's it going? Okay, have a great day." And I'm like, "Oh, I was going to talk more with you cuz you're easy to talk to." And oh no. Just the like, have a great day. Like that's such a like a nice dismissive thing. So then I get in my head, I'm like, because I've chatted with him because he is more open-minded, so I've talked about some of my beliefs that are way more on the progressive side. And so sometimes I'm worried, I'm like, does he not want to talk to me because I'm just a dirty sinner? And he's like, oh, don't leave me alone with this girl, even though we're not alone. But I have those thoughts. Or there's somebody else I opened up to, and I feel like it just completely changed how we relate to each other. And it could totally be in my mind, but again, I'm like, does he think I'm a dirty, dirty sinner? And he's just like, oh, like, I need an old priest and a young priest with this one. So I get super in my head about stuff, and I realize that holds me back. By my being like, oh, what if these people think these bad things about me? Oh, I'm gonna like keep my distance. It makes me weird because there's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you feel like you're gonna make other people feel weird, you're probably going to make other people feel weird. So I need to work on not doing that. And it's funny because I had gotten better. I had talked with people more. I'd really pushed myself, and then I just ended up kind of like moving backward. And I don't want to do that. and I'm trying to figure out what did I do before. I think I was just so gung-ho, and I encountered, you know, those conversations where you're trying to talk to people, and you're like, just attempting to like pull out conversation bits and get to that point where it's natural and it flows. And you're just like, oh, how is work going? And then they say something like very small and you don't have anything to pull from it. You don't have a way to make that natural, beautiful conversation. And so it's just like you ask them a question and then they answer it and you're like, there's nothing else I can do with that. And you ask them a different question and they just give you this meh answer and you're just like, oh dear goodness, like how do I So I think I had enough of those where now I'm just scared to talk with anyone. And I still have the weird fears of like, you think I'm a dirty sinner. So I don't really know where I'm going with this. It's more of a video if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling weird or different, that you're not alone, that there's other people out there that are super craving those really fun conversations, those deep conversations where you just get in it. You're not just floating on the surface doing small talk. You're doing big talk. There's people out there who want to do that. Hopefully you'll find them. Another thing that helped me is realizing that most of us don't have it figured out. I feel like we're all pretending. We're all like, of course I'm a good adult that eats well and my house is clean and I pay my bills on time and I do this and that and whatever. When some of us might not be doing that. I pay my bills on time because I use auto pay. If I didn't, I would not. I would forget. I forget all the time. But anyway, like I feel like we're all pretending and that makes it scarier. That was one of the things that kept me from reaching out at all. So I was like, I'm kind of not great at life and all these people are. And then I realized, oh, a lot of us are anxious and awkward and struggling and don't really know what we're doing. So remember that. Some of us don't know what we're doing. That's why I'm on here, to show you that a lot of times, no clue. But hopefully, in a few years, or months would be preferable, I will have it more figured out. And you could be like, oh my gosh, that lady didn't know what she's doing, and now she's a best-selling author, an award-winning narrator. How cool is that? So yeah, please continue the journey with me as I bumble through life, and please like and subscribe and comment, because I would love to hear from you, especially if you're not a bot trying to get people to some sort of scammy website. Okay, bye.